Okay, so I'm doing this thing that I used to do a while back, and I don't remember any of these. Like, who's Kato, Clove, PETA, Marvel? I don't even know these people. Jason, District 7 male. Alright, let's see what I can do.
12 minutes later.
Alright. So we begin. Don't question why. MSI GeForce MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super is here. Also, PlayStation 5 is here. Hamster, Kingpin, Dr. Phil, Master Chief, Mike Wazowski. Alright, let's begin. As the tribute stand. Wait. Hold up. Frick! As. I'm just doing normally. What? As the tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. I thought that said home. Mario grabs a jar of fishing bait while Duck gets fishing gear. Oh. PlayStation 5 runs away from the cornucopia. Xbox 360 Panda runs away from the cornucopia. Carl Weezer, Empire Guy, and Doom Guy work together to get as many supplies as possible. Pac-Man runs away from the cornucopia. Uno grabs a backpack not realizing it's empty. MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super runs away from the cornucopia, while Luigi finds a bag full of explosives. Oh no. Little Bill takes a sickle. Is that how you pronounce that? Yeah. Little Bill takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Dog with boxing gloves runs away from the cornucopia. How do you run with those boxing gloves on? Dr. Phil runs away from the cornucopia. Kingpin clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Mario but cool runs away from the cornucopia. Wheelchair Cat runs away from the cornucopia. I guess. Master Chief sets an explosive off, killing a cat. No. No, dude. No, are you kidding me? A cat already died. Kirby runs away from the cornucopia. SpongeBob severely injures Dr. Eggman and puts him out of his misery. Mike Wazowski runs away from the cornucopia. Hamster grabs a sword. Day 1. Mario and Xbox 360 Panda hunt for other tributes. Pac-Man sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. I love the image I give Pac-Man because I think it was a PNG, but the background like messed up. That's how you know PNGs are great. Mike Wazowski and PlayStation 5 fight Little Bill and Duck. Little Bill and Duck survive. I'm impressed. You survived a console fighting you. I can't believe it. Empire Guy sprains his ankle while running away from Waluigi. Hamster scares Uno off. Wheelchair Cat and SpongeBob split up to search for resources. Carl Weezer chases Dr. Phil. Master Chief attacks Kingpin but manages to escape. How does he... I'm not even gonna ask. Mario but cool receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Dog with boxing gloves receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. MSI GeForce 1660 Super constructs a shack. Kirby makes a wooden spear. Doom Guy falls into a frozen lake and drowns. No! Doom Guy, no! A cat, Dr. Eggman, Mike Wazowski, PlayStation 5 and Doom Guy died. Oh my god. Night 1. Dr. Phil tries to sing himself to sleep. Dog with boxing gloves receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Empire Guy and Kingpin run into each other and decide a truce for the night. Mario passes out from exhaustion. Little Bill cries himself to sleep. Why? Mario but cool, Master Chief and 1660 Super discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Pac-Man forces Xbox 360 Panda to kill Kirby or Uno. He refuses to kill, so Pac-Man kills him instead. Why is Pac-Man so brutal here. Carl Wheezer defeats SpongeBob in a fight that spares his life. Wheelchair Cat loses sight of where he is. Oh man. And Duck! Oh my god. Hamster and Waluigi tell stories about themselves to each other. Day 2. Master Chief travels to higher ground. Hamster receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Mario, Pac-Man, and Dr. Phil hunt for other tributes. Uno scares Wheelchair Cat off. Wow. Dog Boxing Glove constructs a shack. MSI G-Force ETX 1660 Super searches for a water source. I can't English, dude. Little Bill questions his sanity. Carl Wheezer chases Duck. Empire Guide tries to spearfish with the trident. Kingpin severely slices SpongeBob with the sword. What? Kirby is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Waluigi receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Mario, but cool, receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. What with an unknown sponsor, dude? Xbox 360. Panda and SpongeBob died. Night 2. Mario screams for help. Waluigi stabs Duck with boxing gloves in the back of the trident. Duck, Mario, but cool, Pac-Man, Kirby, and MSI G-Force GTX 1660 Super sleep in the shift. Uno taints Wheelchair Cat's food, killing him. Master Chief tends to Little Bill's wounds. Empire Guy starts a fire. Dr. Phil kills Kingpin with his own weapon. Carl Wheezer quietly hums. Hamster is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. Mario Baku ambushes MSI G-Force GTX 1660 Super and kills him. Master Chief questions his sanity. Waluigi receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Uno constructs a shack. Pac-Man is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Little Bill receives an explosion from an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Duck tries to sleep through the entire day. Carl Wheezer discovers the river. Hamster chases Mario. Dr. Phil fishes. Empire Guy is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Kirby searches for a water source. 4 people died today in Dog Boxing Gloves, Wheelchair Cat, Kingpin, and MSI GTX 1660 Super. Wait, did I forget to say G-Force? Duck receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. What's with these unknown sponsors? Hamster and Mario but cool threaten a double suicide. It fails and they die. Oh no! Kirby, Carl Wheezer, Empire Guy, Dr. Phil, and Uno track down and kill Pac-Man. Master Chief tries to treat his infection. Waluigi bashes Mario's head against the rock several times. Little Bill, no. Feast. The cornucopia is replenished with food, supplies, weapons, and memoirs from the tribute's families. Nice. Little Bill decides not to go to the feast. Carl Wheezer gathers as much food into a bag as he can before fleeing. That is so perfect for him. Master Chief convinces Duck to not kill him, but only to kill him instead. Empire Guy decides not to go to the feast. Waluigi decides not to go to the feast. Dr. Phil decides not to go to the feast. Uno decides not to go to the feast. And Kirby decides not to go to the feast. Day 4. Kirby's trap kills Empire Guy. Little Bill sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to go investigate. Master Chief fishes. Uno defeats Carl Wheezer in a fight but spares his life. Waluigi searches for firewood. Dr. Phil discovers a river. 6 cannon shots can be heard in the distance. Hamster, Mario but cool, Pac-Man, Mario, Duck, and Empire Guy died. Night 4. Master Chief, Uno, and Dr. Phil discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Kirby attempts to climb a tree, but Waluigi and Little Bill tell stories about themselves to each other. Carl Wheezer passes out from exhaustion. Uno accidentally detonates a landmine while trying to arm it. Master Chief thinks about Dr. Phil makes a slingshot. Carl Wheezer searches for a water source. Waluigi shoots an arrow into Little Bill's head. Arena event. Acidic rain pours down on the arena. Dr. Phil enters Carl Wheezer and leaves him to die in the... No, wait. Let me read that carefully. Dr. Phil injures Carl Wheezer and leaves him in the rain to die. While Luigi survives, Master Chief is unable to find a shelter and dies. 5 people died. Kirby, Uno, Little Bill, Carl Wheezer, and Master Chief. Waluigi kills Dr. Phil with his own weapon. Waluigi wins! Yeah! I can't believe it. He did it. He freaking did it. Yo. He did it. Yo, he did it. Simulate again. Oh, I can do it again. This is grand finale round. We will see who is champion. Proceed. I misclicked. Frick. As tributes stand on their podiums, the horn sounds. SpongeBob finds a bag full of explosives. I thought that said chips. While Luigi runs away from the cornucopia, Dr. Phil runs away with a lighter and some rope. Mario but Cool grabs a backpack, not realizing it is empty. Good job, take off the sunglasses. MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super runs away from the cornucopia. Master Chief runs away from the cornucopia. Cam runs away from the cornucopia. PlayStation 5 scares little Bill away from the cornucopia. Mike Wazowski grabs a backpack, not realizing it is empty. Xbox 360 Panda runs away from the cornucopia. Pac-Man grabs a shield, leaning on the cornucopia. How does he get a shield? Come on, man. Doom Guy runs away from the cornucopia. Dr. Eggman runs away from the cornucopia. Carl Weezer bashes dog with boxing gloves. Oh my god. Uno runs away from the cornucopia. Kingpin runs away from the cornucopia. Duck runs away from the cornucopia. Mario runs away from the cornucopia. Empire Guy runs away from the cornucopia. Kirby runs away from the cornucopia. Hamster takes a sickle from inside the cornucopia. Wheelchair Cat runs away from the cornucopia. Kirby sets an explosion off, killing Master Chief and Hamster. Oh my god. Doom Guy attacks Empire Guy, but he manages to escape. Xbox 360 Panda begs for Duck to kill him. He refuses, keeping Xbox 360 Panda alive. What? You can do that? SpongeBob silently snaps Dr. Phil's neck. Pac-Man and a cat work together for the day. Ayy! Mike Wazowski discovers a cave. Dr. Eggman and Carl Weezer work together for the day. Little Bill makes a slingshot. Wheelchair Cat attacks Mario but manages to escape. MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super camouflages himself in the bushes. PlayStation 5 discovers a river. Kingpin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Mario but Cool runs away from Uno, while Luigi constructs a shack. 4 people died today. Dog with boxing gloves, Master Chief, Hamster, and Dr. Phil. Night 1, Mike Wazowski receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor, while Luigi fends Pac-Man, Empire Guy, and Duck away from his fire. Uno receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Kingpin, SpongeBob, and PlayStation 5 sleep in the shifts. Kirby and Mario but Cool tell stories about themselves to each other. Little Bill receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Dr. Eggman receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Xbox 360 Panda fends Wheelchair Cat, Carl Weezer, and MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super away from his fire. Doom Guy, Mario, and a cat sleep in the shifts. Day 2, MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super makes a slingshot. A cat stabs PlayStation 5 with a tree branch. SpongeBob receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Wheelchair Cat tries to sleep through the entire day. While Luigi travels to higher ground, Duck and Kingpin split up to search for resources. Mario dies trying to... I can't even need the rest. Mario dies trying to escape the arena. Uno kills Dr. Eggman for his supplies. Mario but Cool begs for Xbox 360 Panda to kill him. He refuses, keeping Mario but Cool alive. I just realized they have the same pose basically. Little Bill, Doom Guy, Pac-Man, and Mike Wazowski raid Kirby's camp while he's hunting. Why? Empire Guy fishes. Carl Weezer tries to sleep through the entire day. Arena event. Acid rain again? MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super survives. Little Bill refuses Uno's shelter, killing him. Doom Guy refuses Empire Guy's shelter, killing him. Pac-Man injures SpongeBob and leaves him in the rain to die. Mike Wazowski refuses Kingpin's shelter, killing him. Wheelchair Cat refuses Carl Weezer's shelter, killing him. Xbox 360 Panda refuses Duck's shelter, killing him. A cat trips face first into a puddle of acidic rain. Oh my god. Same with Mario but Cool? Kirby survives. Luigi's unable to find shelter and dies. 12 people died? PlayStation 5, Mario, Dr. Eggman, Uno, Empire Guy, SpongeBob, Kingpin, Carl Weezer, Duck, a cat, Mario but Cool, and Waluigi. Mike Wazowski, Wheelchair Cat, and Little Bill cheerfully sing songs together. Xbox 360 Panda, Kirby, MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super and Pac-Man tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Okay, I mean it makes sense for Pac-Man. Toon Guy falls into a frozen lake and drowns. Didn't that happen to him in like the first round? The Feast. Cornucopia? I'm not reading that again. Wheelchair Cat decides not to go to the feast. Kirby decides not to go to the feast. MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super decides not to go to the feast. Pac-Man sets Mike Wazowski on fire with a Molotov. What the frick? Okay. Nice. Little Bill strangles Xbox 360 Panda with a rope. Day 3. Kirby fishes. Pac-Man defeats MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super in a fight but spares his life. Little Bill overpowers the Wheelchair Cat, killing him. Okay. Arena event. Cloud of poisonous smoke starts to fill the arena. MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super and Little Bill decides to run into the cloud together. Kirby's engulfed in the cloud of poisonous smoke. 7 people die today. Gnome Guy, Mike Wazowski, Xbox 360 Panda, Wheelchair Cat, MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super, Little Bill, and Kirby died. Pac-Man won! Are you joking? Oh my god. Pac-Man for real won. I can't believe it. How did he win? He did nothing. Okay, so now we're doing the grand finale. Literally. Round. Okay. Let's do this. As a tribute sent on the podium, the boxing gloves runs to the corporate. The boxing gloves runs to the cornucopia and hides. Dr. Phil breaks Wheelchair Cat's nose for a basket of bread. Hamster runs away from the cornucopia. Kirby runs away with a ladder and some rope. MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super gathers as much food as he can. Doom Guy stares at the cornucopia for resources. PlayStation 5 runs away from the cornucopia. Empire Guy clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Dr. Eggman strangles Duck with a rope. A cat runs away from the cornucopia. Little Bill runs away from the cornucopia. Mario but Cool runs away from the cornucopia. Mike Wazowski runs away from the cornucopia. Carl Weezer grabs a jar of fishing bait while SpongeBob gets fishing gear. Xbox 360 Panda runs away from the cornucopia. Master Chief, Pac-Man, and Mario work together to get as many supplies as possible. Luigi rips a mace out of Uno's hands. Kingpin runs away from the cornucopia. Day 1, while Luigi discovers a cave, Dr. Eggman dies trying to escape the arena. Dr. Phil questions his sanity. Hamster searches for a water source. Pac-Man, Mario, and a cat unsuccessfully ambush Kingpin, Decision 5, an Empire Guy who killed them instead. Mike Wazowski hunt for other tributes. MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super tries to spear a fish with the trident. Uno attacks Dog with boxing gloves, but he manages to escape. Master Chief and Wheelchair Cat hunt for other tributes. Carl Weezer questions his sanity. Little Bill and Mario but Cool hunt for other tributes. Kirby tends to SpongeBob wounds. Doom Guy dies trying to escape the arena. Why do you die, like, out of nowhere? Xbox 360 Panda constructs a shack. 6 people died today. Duck, Dr. Eggman, Pac-Man, Mario, a cat, and Doom Guy. Dr. Phil tries to sing himself to sleep. Kirby attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Kingpin, while Luigi, Mike Wazowski, and Doc with boxing gloves tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Mario but Cool looks at the night sky. Xbox 360 Panda cries himself to sleep. PlayStation 5 and Empire Guy run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Wheelchair Cat tries to sing himself to sleep. Aww. Hamster tends to his wounds. Little Bill sets up camp for the night. Uno, SpongeBob, and Carl Weezer sleep in the shifts. MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super questions his sanity. Master Chief dies from hypothermia. Day 2, PlayStation 5 attacks Xbox 360 Panda but manages to escape. Little Bill tends to Little Bill... Wait, what? While Luigi tends to Little Bill's wounds. Mike Wazowski constructs a shack. Dog with boxing gloves hunt for other tributes. Hamster thinks about home. Wheelchair Cat fishes. Dr. Phil bashes Uno's head in with a mace. MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Kingpin is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Same with SpongeBob. Your guy stalks Kirby. Carl Weezer runs away from Mario but Cool. Master Chief and Uno were the ones that died. Are you freaking kidding me? Night 2. Little Bill tends to his wounds. While Luigi cries himself to sleep. PlayStation 5 teams MSIG Force GTX 1660 Super Sweet killing him. Carl Weezer is unable to convince Dog with boxing gloves not to kill him. Oh, well, he's dead. Dr. SpongeBob fends Mike Wazowski, Hamster, and Kingpin away from his fire. Xbox 360 Panda attempts to set a fire but is unsuccessful with Mario. Cool guys trying to escape the arena. Wheelchair Cat and Empire Guy talk about the tributes still alive. A3, Wazowski, Empire Guy, SpongeBob, and Little Bill hunt for other tributes. Dr. Phil chases 360 Panda. Wheelchair Cat searches for a water source. PlayStation 5 attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death. Kingpin, Hamster, and Waluigi hunt for other tributes. Kirby receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Alpha's boxing gloves received a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Arena event. A volcano erupts at the center of the arena. Kingpin dips his weapon in the lava and kills Dog with boxing gloves with it. Hamster survives as SpongeBob trips over Dr. Phil into the lava. He grabs him and pulls him. Oh, the same with Little Bill and Mike Wazowski. Xbox 60 Panda survives. Waluigi Kirby too? What? Empire Guy suffocates and Wheelchair Cat suffocates. Are you joking? 13 people died. MSI GeForce GTX 1660 Super, Carl Weezer, Mario but Cool, PlayStation 5, Dog with Boxing Gloves, SpongeBob, Dr. Phil, Little Bill, Mike Wazowski, Waluigi, Kirby, Empire Guy, and Wheelchair Cat died. Kingpin, Xbox 360 Panda, and Hamster cheerfully sing songs together. Defeat. Xbox 360 Panda has nothing to do with the feast. Hamster has nothing to do with the feast. Kingpin sobs while gripping a photo of his friends and family. Xbox 360 Panda throws the knife into Kingpin's chest. Hamster dies from wait, Kingpin and Hamster died? Xbox 360 Panda won! And that was it. Okay. Oh my god, this game's chaotic. But it was really, really fun. Like, reading the stupid stuff that I made. I may do this again, I don't know. But yeah, that's it for now. By the way, how did my freaking second channel do better than my main? Like, come on.